Hi guys, so it's Saturday today. I'm feeling a little bit stressed, a little bit under pressure because I'd kind of structured my life last year so that I only needed to go to work on average 4 days a week, say, and that was enough to pay the bills. And it meant I had time here at home, whereas at the moment, as you know, because I've had this injury and I couldn't work for about 10 weeks, I'm needing to go to work all the time, almost every day. And what I hadn't factored in is the stress and the pressure that puts on the time I am home. So thinking like this weekend, I'm at home Saturday and Sunday, which is great, you know, no less than anyone else. But I've lost this morning. I've lost Saturday morning. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon, just gone. And, you know, I've lost the morning to running errands and stuff that I would normally be able to spread out. And so it means that I've got even less time. Anyway, we're going to go out and do a bit of work on our fencing shortly. But before we do, I just want to bring you up to speed of what I've been doing so far today. So I'm in the process of making a lasagna. And just as I was sort of layering it up, I thought I'd quickly stop and get you guys caught up. So I'm making a lasagna. I'm actually going to make two, and each one is going to feed, we'll get more than one evening meal for the whole family out of this, and more than an evening meal for the whole family out of the other one. So it's going to be, the second one might go in the freezer. I don't know, but the moral of the story is I'm making loads of lasagna. I'm also making sourdough. So this is in its second proof now. Those two loaves, they'll be ready to go in at 4:30, so we'll be able to serve them warm with our dinner. And what I'm in the process of doing now, I've changed up slightly what I'm doing insofar as I'm making 4. So I've got another 2 proving on their second proof in the fridge. So it just means there's only one lot of mess, one lot of kneading, and I'm going to get 4 loaves, which is what I want to be producing every single week. At the moment, I would say it's probably making up 70 or 80% of my family's bread consumption. And over time, obviously, I'm hoping that's going to move in one direction. So, that's where we are now. I've also this morning gone out and bought this because I've got to change a tap. Outside, we've got a leaky tap. It's been leaking for a little while, but it's getting worse. And so I need to get that done today. And then, like I say, we're going to go and check on that fencing and just put some more posts in. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to finish layering up my lasagna. And then next time I speak to you, I'll probably be either outside or on my way there. So lasagnas are all made up, ready to go in the oven. And we've had a tremendous amount of rain in the last 12 hours. Overnight last night, or 36 hours. No, that's not the jump. Last 18 hours, shall we say. Overnight last night. And the ground is sodden. So we're going out to take care of our fence post. It's raining now, it's windy, it's cold. Me and my wife are a little bit miserable to be here doing it, but it is what it is. So we're going to do the fence post first and then change the tap. The hardest bit is going to be turning off the stop tap because our stop tap is out in the road. The actual thing it's in is full of water, so it's going to be a horrible job. Horrible jobs all round. So my wife's already hard at work there. So you can see we've got 3 in a row here. Oh, I don't think she appreciated the wobbling. So we've got 3 in a row here and then another one there. So do you want me to have a go, love? I think I might be able to do it now. It's at that height. So that's them done. It's not, you're probably used to me saying it by now, it's not elegant, it's not beautiful, but it's functional. And they're in, and that'll buy us a bit more time to, look at some more long-term options. One of the things I'm thinking about is running a single strand of electric fence just around the inside. The pigs are incredibly respectful of electric fencing. It's how we keep them out of the chicken run that we've got in there. And if you watched my video the other day when they escaped, you'll notice how reluctant they were to cross this band of electric fence. Don't know if you can see it there, but even when I held it up out their way, this band of electric fence here, Mum particularly was really reluctant to cross it. I think long term that might be That might be the solution. I like and I don't like the electric fencing. I like it because we can have them attached to solar panels and have it all renewably working and everything else, and it's very, very functional. I don't like it insofar as the actual setup, and you're just always nervous, particularly when you're relying on it. It's a bit like magic, because you can't see it working. You're kind of trusting that the magic is happening, and without constant checking it, it's just one more thing to worry about not working. So our electric fencing that we have to keep our chickens safe, for example, we have to test that regularly, and my wife's constantly cycling through batteries and, just literally constantly, at least once a day, probably twice a day, checking the electric fencing. And it's just one more thing to add to that. So that's the downside. The upside is it should be, super, super functional. So that's the way I'm leaning. And the other downside, actually, because it would be quite a long run, it would just be a bit more maintenance, because we'd have to keep that area all clear of growth and, undergrowth getting up and shorting out. It's a miserable day here. And my wife was saying just a second ago, is this really how you want to spend your time? And honestly, yeah, it is. Obviously, there's things I'd rather not do. Right this minute, I'd rather be sat inside drinking coffee or in the bath or watching Netflix. Right this minute. But here's the thing. What I do love is being master of my own destiny. And if something goes wrong, it's my responsibility, and I can do it and do it. So, swings and roundabouts. I thought it'd be in here, love. No? Now we're looking for the sledgehammer, because while we're out here and miserable, there's another little job that's been on my mind for quite a long time. You've noticed, I'm sure, over time, our goat fencing is all on the wonk. So, basically, while the ground's soft, the idea is, and a professional fencer, one of my best friends is a professional fencer, and he said just lean it upright and hit it with a sledge. So that's what we're going to do, if we can find the sledgehammer. And as you'll know, my wife is extremely tolerant of me not knowing where tools are, so that's good news. Yay, sledgehammer. You're not going to help us, are you, Sid? So you can see these all just leaning over. Let go, darling. That's where he sits, which is, as I said, on the wonk. So we're just going to hold it up and then drive it in a few inches. And I'm told that will help us, and then we'll probably back ram it as well, just hit the ground this side. Because my wife has taken to putting these temporary props in the meantime. That's how bad it's got. So yeah, we're going to come through and do this now. That's what he said. Oh, no, stop. Right, let's do this one as well, love. That's all the fencing done that we're doing today. You'll be able to see, just as I walk along it, the difference is actually huge. It's a job I had on my mind to do probably for over a year, to be fair, but they're actually fairly sturdy. And the problem is the time to do it is a time when it's a bit nasty out, because you want to do it when the ground's soft. And that's why, if you're wondering, that's why I'm going to be talking about doing it again, and I'm not doing it now all through here, because you can see this run is all on the wonk, as is that one. They all need doing, but to be perfectly honest, we've been out a little while doing some, and we've still got things like, my wife's got eggs to collect, we've got the tap to do, and it's raining and it's miserable and it's wet and it's muddy, and you just don't feel like doing it for very long, or at all, which is why it's been left. Next job will be to change that tap. So the first thing I've got to do before I can replace that tap is turn off the stop tap, which is in there. And as you can see, it's got water running into it all the time. So we've got the tap off at the road. We're just replacing this tap. It's just leaked. It's been leaking for a long time, but it's got worse lately. So hopefully it's just a case of unscrewing this one But no, that's not going to work because it's all seized together. It's seized onto the old one, so I need to hold this here tight and turn it. And my wife and I are both freezing. We've got freezing hands where we've been down in the water doing the stop tap, and generally would like to be inside, I think. Is that fair, love?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to have to put the camera down because I need my wife's help. We're going to have to do this as a team. So I'm having an absolute nightmare. This it's just rounded off here. I can't grip on it with my spanners. This is rounded off. It's like it's seized together. So I can't get it off. So, okay, you'd think that's fine. Just turn the tap off and then turn the water back on. But for some reason now, I can't turn the tap off. It's just turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. And I don't know why. So I need to go and speak to Jackie and, I don't know, maybe I've got, so I can cut the pipe. I can cut the copper pipe a bit lower down and, you know, redo it from there, or just put a temporary stop on it for now. It's not like we need the outside tap in the next few weeks, Jesus. But I just don't know what's happening with that tap. I don't know if Jackie can cast any light on it and what she'd want me to do, because whatever option I go for, I'm going to have to go out and get some parts. I'm angry at myself for not having everything I need here. So we had to give up filming. It's miserable out there. It started raining heavier. My fingers are numb. It's all going horribly wrong. So we put the old connector on the tap because it's the only way we can shut it off now. So there's like a hose adapter that has got separate valves on. So we've got that attached to the tap. That turned off. Now the top of the tap is still leaking, but it's you know, it's not just hammering out like it was turned on. So I don't know where we go from here, but I needed to come in and warm up. Jackie's literally just gone back out again with some bits and pieces to try and just seal it up a little bit. I've got two options, as I said. I can see what I can do. I can cut the copper pipe and put a push fit cap on it, which is going to stop it leaking for now. And the thing I'm most annoyed about is that I don't have any. It's the sort of thing I would normally have a few spare, but it just so happens I used them all at work 2 weeks ago. So I don't have any. So that's really upsetting. Because if I've got to go off and buy some, you know, I will absolutely go and buy some, but I may as well buy everything I need to put a new tap on it. But then it's the whole process of going out to the road and shutting it off in that freezing water every time as well. So for now, I'm just not worrying about it. I'm going to have a decaf coffee and warm up for a minute. So Sunday morning, and we lost. I lost the battle versus the tap. So I've called in the cavalry and I've got a plumber friend of mine coming. So if you don't have basic plumbing skills, if you don't have intermediate plumbing skills, having a friendly plumber that's able to pop over as and when is a super useful tool in your toolbox if you're able to acquire one. So yeah, I'm just waiting for him to turn up now. Plumber's just gone to his van to get some more kit, but success. He's got it off. So just got to swap it for the new one now. I think we're going to replace that bit of pipe as well. Just because of where I was moving it yesterday, this has all come loose. I found a stop tap in the house for the first time, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Can't really turn it, so we're still stuck using the one in the road. So the plumber's just left and we're all done. Our outside pipe is done. Luckily, while I had him here, I got him to look at 2 or 3 other little tiny things around the house, and he managed to do them all, which is amazing. Now I'm a little bit upset with myself that I couldn't do it, but what I have done is I've watched everything he did, and I'm definitely going to be able to do it next time. One thing I've never learnt and I've never been confident is to make joins on copper pipe, but now that's changed. It's actually really quite simple. I'll probably do a little video on basic plumbing and some of the general principles and the easier stuff that we can all learn another day. But anyway, yeah, no, so I'm skilled up and our water problems are dealt with, so fantastic. I'm now in the process. I've got some barbecue spare ribs in the oven, which I'm going to have for lunch. It's 10:30 in the morning, so that's going to be my lunch. I'm cooking them really, really slowly. Going to have them about 1 o'clock. And then I'm also cooking for tonight's dinner, a roast dinner. And this is what I wanted to just quickly share with you. So when you're peeling spuds, if you've got chickens, obviously loads of you guys that watch me, we've got animals, whatever they might be. And if you've got chickens, we found over time, they're not a massive fan of just the potato peelings. You might be lucky, maybe yours are. But I just wanted to say, if you're peeling potatoes, you're going to be cooking them, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be cooking them in the oven if you're doing a roast dinner or something like that. So what I'm doing, and even if you're not, you're going to be using the oven at some point over the next day or two. So what I do is peel them into a baking tray, got the oven on for my spare ribs. So we're just going to put that, as soon as I finish peeling these last 3 spuds, going to put that in the oven and cook up the peel, and you'll find that all your animals are going to love that after you've done that, whereas they might not quite get through it if you don't, particularly if you've only got a few hens, but if you cook it, they're going to love it. They're going to absolutely gobble it up. So that's what I'm doing now, roast dinner, and then I'm going to go out and feed the pigs. I'm just trying to think what else I've got on my agenda today. I've got lots of stuff that's not really going to be very exciting for you guys. I've got to sit down with the plans of 2 extensions and price them. That's going to take most of the day. I've got to cook this dinner. I've got to record some podcasts for the week because it's Sunday and I'll be at work again tomorrow. So this is probably going to wrap me up for this weekend. If I get a chance, I'm going to make another completely separate video about propagating fruit trees. I want to do some air layering out there. I've been not putting it off. I've been trying to do it for several weeks now, just not had the time. So we'll have to see how today goes. Maybe I'll get time, maybe I won't. But either way, this is going to sign me off. Please make sure you're subscribed, press that like button, leave me a comment, and I will speak to you guys soon. Cheers.